Hi! First of all, yes, there is a fan in the background. It is currently crawling towards 40 degrees Celsius out here, and we are not equipped for it. So I did turn it off just so you are even remotely able to hear me because, I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet, but knowing me, I'm probably gonna be talking for like 30 minutes. Now to go back and to give you a little bit of background, when it was the December times, so the reflecting on the past year, making plans for the upcoming year, I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole of personal curriculums. Now I was fully intended on doing these and actually trying to study and broaden my horizons. And then everything just went off the rails when it hit February. So, and here we are. We are still yet to go fully back on the rails, I would like to say. I have the final 2 days at work coming up at this current moment. I'm filming this on a Wednesday and my final day is this Friday. And so all of the emotions are happening. And then in in 2 weeks, I have a week off, and then the next Monday, I start at my new job. I fully intended on doing personal curriculums and doing all of these things. And one of the things that I really wanted to get back to, or actually complete, was the Artist's Way course by Julia Cameron. Now, like I mentioned, I wanted to finish this. I have started this, but it was like, hold on, because there is a contract in here and I did fill it out. I bought this in 2018. That's 8 years ago. That's insane. I think a lot of stuff has happened since then. Some not so great stuff, some actual great stuff, but a lot of growing up has also happened. And I think one of the things that is very much different now is one of the things that Julia Cameron recommends you to do is to go on artist dates. So take yourself on a date basically and do something creative together, like on your own. I was gonna say together, but no, on your own. And 8 years ago, there was no way. I did not have the confidence. I did not have the wherewithal to do that. I would have been crawling in my skin every single second. Now, not so much. Not so much. I don't mind doing things on my own. I go out for lunch on my own. I go to the movies by myself. I go on trips by myself. I do all of these things because if I always have to wait for someone to join me, I will never leave this apartment. If you don't know what this is a book that a lot of artists swear by. It's basically a way to reinvigorate your creativity, like jumpstart your creativity once again. And because we're going in this, let's call it new season of life, I think one of the biggest pitfalls that I will have and one of the biggest challenges that I'm gonna have is to not lose myself and to keep pouring into my cup instead of always giving out. What I have, which is going to happen, there will be a lot of exhausting days just because a lot of new information, an entirely new job, an entirely new, not skill set, but there will be new skills that I will have to learn. And obviously, it's all going to be new. The schedule is going to be new, even though the schedule, if you've heard me talk about this before, now is not perfect, with night shifts and late night shifts and 11-hour shifts and all of that, weekends and everything in between. Going to a 9 to 5, I'm not kidding myself into thinking that it's going to go perfectly. It will rock my biorhythmic clock. I think it's going to go from a very rocky start to hopefully a smooth experience. I thought that this might be the perfect way to make sure that I have something to follow, something to hold on to, and also something to keep me grounded and not space out. Because if If I've learned anything from the past couple of months, I have noticed that when I'm overwhelmed, I clock out. I don't perceive, I don't know. I'm just out. It just all stops up there. And I have a big hand in that, obviously. I do the doom scrolling. I waste a lot of my time staring at walls and not doing anything productive. And then by the end of the day, feeling guilty for not being productive. If this sounds recognizable in any way, welcome. One of the main things that she asks you to do is to do morning pages. Now, what are morning pages? I think if you've been around the journaling sphere, you will have known about this, you will have heard about this, but she basically asks you to write 3 pages, long form, first thing in the morning, just to get the gunk out of your brain, just to get everything out so you can start clear-headed. And journaling has been something that I've been getting back into, and I notice a huge difference in when I do it. Now, I don't do it consistently every single day, which is what I will do when I start this, but I do notice the benefits from it, so it would be kind of silly to just not. Now, to go back to December, we were talking, when I say we, I mean people in my sprints, people in also Ember sprints, because she has a lot to do with this, because Ember told us that there's basically a Discord called Ragnarok Academy that she created. She put it all in there, and it's what she uses to incorporate her personal curriculum and keep up to date with it, and just kind of use it as a study guide. And she opened it up to people that were in the sprints at that time. And let me tell you, we were all very thankful, very grateful. I am feeling very self-conscious about the fact that people are posting in there, people are learning, and I'm just there. Now, I feel like I want that to change. So when I noticed that this was coming up, and this want was coming up, and this sort of me not wanting to fall back into my own self-sabotage trap, basically, I thought the best way to do that was to actually call on my tribe. I don't know how else to call it. To call on the people that are in that Discord and the people around me and say, like, you know what about we start this in the next month in July? How about we do this? I don't do anything by half. I don't like to do anything by half. So for the past couple of weeks, I've actually been working on creating workbooks. So I basically figured after all this work, I've put all this work into it, it would be kind of silly to just keep it to me. If you want, this is your invitation to join me, to join us over there on the Discord. I did ask Ember if I was allowed to share the Discord with everybody on this channel, and luckily the answer was yes. If you're only interested in following the artist's way, if you're interested in getting the workbooks that I made, you can just go into the channel of the artist's way. I will also be sharing a Google Drive. I was considering doing like a Ko-Fi thing to actually not sell them, because you can just get them and not pay anything. But because I did put in a lot of work into these workbooks, I figured maybe ask people if they want to. If they don't want to, that's also fine. But then I was kind of worried about copyright things, so I'm just giving them to you for free. What I made 2 versions. I made a pretty color version, which you can download in PDF. There is a version where you have weekly tasks, because this is a 12-week course. So I have one version that has the weekly tasks, and then I have one version that has weekly tasks, and also sometimes Julia has added some extra exercises in certain weeks, and those get added to that as well. So then I have this version, which is the colorful and like the pretty version. But then I also made a printer-friendly version for those of us who need something to hold on to, for those of us who want to maybe put it in a binder, do something with it, maybe print it out and put it in a bullet journal. I don't know what have you. But so I basically made 4 different PDFs. It's nothing fancy, it's really easy. It just took me a while to kind of copy everything over and to put it all nicely put together. There was a lot of hours in Canva, is all I'll say. So having this workbook, you can basically do this course whenever you feel like it. It's undated, there's no dates on there. All the versions also have the contract, the contract that you have to sign with yourself. They have both. And then obviously you can just do it whenever. You don't have to follow along with the people that are doing it in the Discord. Even some people that are in the Discord aren't doing it at the same time as we are all doing it. So you can do it at your own pace. Yes, it is a week. It's supposed to be weekly, but if you need more time, take the time. So this is just basically an invitation. If you want to join us, join us. If you don't, that's also, again, perfectly fine. If you ever think that this might be something that you want to do, and get the workbooks in the link in the description down below. I will put my Ko-fi on there now. I've made it now. If you don't want to, don't. It's just, no. But it's there. I put the work in it, so it's there. I'm not gonna put the workbooks on there because I feel like selling it for what could be considered profit might get me into trouble. I am either going to start this Monday coming up, because then I will have a week where I don't start the new job yet, so I can just get in the routine of things, or I can be kind of masochistic and just start it on the same day that I start the new job. I'm not sure yet. Am I telling you that I will finish this course? No. I'm not making any promises. I am hoping that my chances of succeeding are going to be much higher because I'm involving this and I'm involving other people. That's the hope. But I'm also going to be very realistic about the fact that I am doing this while also starting a new job. Yes, I am starting this so that I don't lose myself while starting a new job. You see, the self-sabotage is already coming in. I'm going to do my best. If I succeed, I succeed. If I don't, you'll know. So that was basically all I wanted to say. I'm actually surprised by how short this timer is. Again, all of the links to everything is down in the description, including Ember's Discord, the Ragnarok Academy. If you want to use it for the Artist's Way, great. If you want to use it for anything else, I think it's an amazing way to support each other into what we want to learn and into keeping each other motivated to learn. I'm sweating so heavily just by talking, just so you know. Is that relevant information for you? Absolutely not. I am playing around with the idea of hosting weekly check-ins for the people who want to start around the same time. Even if you don't start around the same time, or even if you're not joining, you can still come in and you can see what everyone else is feeling about it, how everyone else is doing. We can give each other encouragement. I just feel like it would be an amazing way to actually keep each other motivated, keep each other going, and maybe even lift each other up when we're having a hard time. Because I have gone through this workbook now, I know what's coming, and I'm not looking forward to certain weeks. I will tell you that much. It's not just a way to get back in touch with your inner artist, it's also kind of a way to get in touch with your inner self, which I feel like is interlinked anyway, so it makes sense. There's going to be some weeks where we're going to have to dig deep, my friends. I went to Antwerp. I bought myself a new Leuchtrum because I wanted to actually journal in this one. But then I decided to wait because I knew that this was on the horizon, and I figured it might be a nice way to actually do not just the morning pages, but also the journaling exercises in this one. I'm pretty confident that by doing this in this notebook, this will be filled up, definitely, by the end of the course. So, perfect excuse to buy another one. and maybe finally actually buying a journal and finishing it. If this video is all over the place, I'm sorry, but I feel like my brain is also actively melting at this current state in time. So please forgive me. I think I've said everything that I needed to say. I told you where to find the workbooks. I told you where to find a Discord. And again, if you want to join, please do. If you don't, completely fine. If you just want to see and talk to us while other people are doing it, also perfectly fine. I will keep you up to date on whether or not we're going to be doing weekly talks in the Discord. So if you want to do the weekly talks, if you want to do weekly, bi-weekly, we'll see what is plausible for everybody. That will be over in the Discord. So if you want to be able to participate in those, you will need to join Ember's Discord or the Ragnarok Academy Discord. Once again, thank you so much to Ember for letting me use the Discord and giving me permission to share it. I think that it is actually such a beautiful thing over there to actually help each other out and keep each other motivated and be excited about what other people are learning. It's actually a beautiful concept. Even if you're not interested in the artist way, just check it out. Just look in there, see if it fits your fancy. We have everything sorted by quarters. We can add, I say we, is willing to add any of the categories that you want, any of the subjects that you want. If you don't know what to comment, let's comment one of those like palettes, like a painting palette in the comments down below. Let me know if you're going to be joining, if you're not going to be joining, if you're going to be following from afar, if you're going to be working up the courage to actually undertake this. Let us know, and I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. Bye.